Regardless of the depth of your relationship, everyone can relate to the sense of not knowing what their spouse is thinking. But let's face it, attempting to understand every communication or deconstruct every conversation is cognitively tiring. Then there's the question of whether or not you should say anything. Will this lead to a fight if there isn't anything going on? Of course, knowing what someone else is thinking without them telling you is impossible. However, there are a few subtle signs to know if your partner is no longer happy in your relationship. This video contains dating advice from experienced dating coaches to help you better understand what to look for. But before moving ahead with the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with upcoming exciting videos. Thanks for your love and support. Back to the video now. 10. You and your partner don't communicate in the same way. Something may be wrong if you and your partner were regular texters and now they're just going unanswered. In today's social media age, I believe you can learn a lot from what they do online. You can notice that split if your spouse was usually like your photos and abruptly stopped, or if they were always sending you Snapchats and suddenly stopped. This could indicate that they are dissatisfied with something. Of course, it isn't always you. You shouldn't jump to conclusions too quickly if communication between you and your partner breaks down. Be patient if you're still devoted to the relationship. 9. You frequently find yourself justifying their actions. If you keep saying, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it probably isn't. Something is probably wrong, especially if you're making justifications for behaviors from your partner that you don't want in the first place. When the excuse-o-meter reaches a new high, it's time to take a step back and evaluate whether or not this individual is truly happy in your relationship. 8. Your discussions are entirely one-sided. If your companion appears disconnected, you should pay attention. If you're attempting to communicate with your partner and he's busy with his phone or video games the entire time, he's not really present. That disconnected sensation could be a sign that there's a more significant issue at hand. If you're discussing with someone you're supposed to be dating, there's no doubt they want to talk to you as well. 7. There is a shift in the level of intimacy. When people are in a long, committed relationship, it's natural for them to have more petite sex, but if it's slowing down just when it's meant to be picking up, it can suggest one player isn't as engaged in the relationship as they should be. Of course, this isn't the only reason they may be unwilling to engage in sexual activity. It can be due to a lack of sexual desire or stress outside the relationship. The most important thing is to talk to your partner. 6. You've moved down their priority list. It's one thing if your spouse has to work late now and then, but if you start to get the feeling that they're using it as an excuse to avoid being with you, they're probably not as invested in the relationship as you are. If you notice your spouse isn't making any effort to arrange plans, have date nights, or maintain the romantic spark, they may be losing interest in the relationship. 5. There is no follow-up. If none of your hypothetical plans come to life, it might be time for a heart-to-heart. If you and your spouse talked about spending the holidays with your family or visiting friends, and you're waiting for everything to fall into place, and then it doesn't, they may be trying to avoid a confrontation. 4. They're highly volatile in your presence. When someone is dissatisfied in a relationship, their dissatisfaction sometimes magnifies the problems that might otherwise concern them. This could be due to discontent in the relationship or underlying anger, or they could simply be projecting their own misery onto the other person. If you see substantial mood shifts in your partner, or if you and your partner are often arguing over little matters, your partner is likely unhappy in the relationship. 3. They'd rather be with their friends than with you. It's always necessary for each partner to have their own friends and lives outside the one they're developing with the person they're dating, no matter how serious your relationship is. However, if you believe your partner is spending too much time with their friends and not enough time with you, this could be an issue. When partner time declines and friend time increases, it usually indicates that someone in the partnership is unhappy. 2. They've been canceling plans more frequently than usual. It's not a deal breaker if you have to cancel plans with your significant other. Things happen. However, if you observe it happening frequently, ask why. Cancellations, an absence of communication, and putting everything else ahead of you are all signs of something wrong. This is the point at which you should consider whether or not you want to continue in this relationship. 1. They're trying to make you feel better. It's essential to have a heart-to-heart with your partner if you suspect they are dissatisfied. This will not only let them know how you feel, but it will also allow you to acquire a better understanding of their true feelings. If they refuse to change after you've talked things over, they're not really in this with you. If they're only doing things because you asked them to, and there's a lot of denial and excuses, you've just learned much about their genuine feelings about the relationship. If you're still committed to making the relationship work and want to know if your partner is as well, the best thing you can do is talk to them, have a heart-to-heart with them. Provide a remedy to the problems you've been experiencing while validating them. Keep the debate focused on problems and solutions. Otherwise, it will become a personal assault on the other person, which will be counterproductive. If a relationship isn't working, it's time to end it. Assume that everyone you're dating is precisely who they claim to be. Do they bring you joy? If the answer is yes, stay together. If the answer is no, break up. People believe they can modify their mate to be precisely what they want, but this is against nature and will not work. Instead of attempting to change the other person, focus on how you feel and what would make you happy. You have more power over selecting a new relationship than trying to improve a bad one. Do let us know in the comment section below if you agree with the points discussed in the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay updated with the upcoming exciting videos. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in our next video.